Hey, what's going on everybody? This is Simon and you're watching Cryptechology. So in this video, we're going to talk about the Helium Console blog. But hold on a minute. Hey, how do you like my designer shades right now? I need to take these off because, I don't know. I just wanted to show off these glasses because I got them for such a good price. And yeah, anyway. So let me go ahead and actually get my other glasses together. But while we're doing that, I do want to let you guys in on a secret. Well, that secret is the Helium ecosystem. We're building the IoT network of the future, and there are ways that you can get involved to help us build this infrastructure. So why is this important, first of all? And what does the People's Network even mean? So IoT stands for Internet of Things. And the People's Network basically means an opportunity for you to help us get involved. You see, with Helium Ecosystem, people may argue against the fact that whether it's truly decentralized or centralized and what this all means and and everything. The way I look at decentralization is opportunity. Decentralization to me is the increase of leadership, not the decrease of it. In the fiat world, there are so many ways to make money or start a business and do things. However, everything that you want to get involved in is also followed up by some type of obstacle, some type of license, some type of certification. There's always a middleman or a middle ground or something you need to do, get, pay for before you can go ahead and get started. Now, that's why blockchain technology is so important and it's growing at exponential rates. And blockchain technology is why this world is changing and why cryptocurrency is gaining more and more mainstream attention. Now, yeah, Bitcoin's important. That's the OG. You definitely need to know about Bitcoin. Ethereum is important for DeFi. Solana, in my opinion, is the blockchain, is the chain for blockchain gaming with the wonderful and fantastic consensus algorithm of proof of history and proof of stake. You see, the combination of those two working hand to hand is what allows for the extreme speeds, the TPS, transactions per second. And then there's Helium, the Helium ecosystem. So Helium offers you the incentive by helping us build this network. When you get a Helium Hotspot, you're providing coverage in any area. So it doesn't matter where you are. If you are setting up a hotspot, you are now providing LoRaWAN coverage. And this LoRaWAN coverage is what allows us to have preventative data solutions. You see, at PSP Advanced Technology, I'm the CTO and co-founder of PSP Advanced Technology, and we are focused on enhancing our world to the next level. We are focused on transitioning any town into a smart zone. And you can do that by helping us build this network by simply hosting one of our future spots. Now, a future spot is just our nickname for a Helium hotspot. They also have different vendors like Bobcat, Rock Wireless, SenseCap, Linksdot. The hotspot that I just recently showed you in this video is a hotspot by Curlink. They're actually one of the newest hotspots that's coming online. I believe there's only just a handful of them that's currently active on the network. For one, another thing, that I just want to say that Helium has grown at such an amazing rate because they've done this one thing. They merged three technologies that's given us the missing link to the IoT mission. The three technologies are the past, the present, and the future. You see, the past being radio frequency, the present being wireless network, and the third future being blockchain technology. I'm going to say that one more time. Helium has given us the merge of three the past, the present, and the future. The past being radio frequency. In North America, the radio frequency is the 915 open band. The second, the present, that being wireless network. You see, we utilize the wireless network to communicate with the blockchain. And third, well, the future, blockchain technology. That's what allows us to have the capital and the funding necessary to basically fund this whole party. So it's important that you guys understand this, because with this missing link, this IoT mission probably wouldn't be where it's at today. So because Helium has utilized the advantages of blockchain technology and basically said, hey, we have an open band available. We already have people that worked on the IoT mission for the past decade, but they were just focused on sensors and the equipment and all of that. So they're like, how can we still utilize everything that's currently in place, but also advance it to the future and continue this mission to connect our entire world? So that is what Helium was able to do, and successfully they were able to create the Helium blockchain. And the Helium blockchain is there to incentivize the growth, the infrastructure build. And that's what's important. And I want you guys to understand the benefits of owning and hotspot and helping others that may own a hotspot and you host it. Now, hosting a hotspot in my hand right now is a Curlink Helium Hotspot. This hotspot is important because it's there to let you know how you can get involved with this Helium mission, the IoT mission. When you host one of these hotspots, you get to earn passive income for the user. Now, there are multiple different hosting services throughout the globe, and everybody offers a different type of incentive package for hosting one of those devices. But at the end of the day, essentially, the main mission is to build the infrastructure. That is step one. Step one is to build the infrastructure, and the way we build the infrastructure is by setting up these hotspots inside the homes or businesses of community members. And with that comes the awesome attractiveness of mining HNT. You see, there's this consensus algorithm that utilizes proof of coverage, and proof of coverage is what's used in the Helium ecosystem as the rewarding incentive. So basically every time those interactions happen, you get rewarded for it. Now, when you're installing a Helium hotspot or one of our future spots, you can have an indoor setup or an outdoor setup. Now, normally you can just plug it in with the regular stock antenna, or just like I just showed you, those were outdoor antennas. There was a 3 dBi and an 8 dBi antenna. Right now, that is the stock antenna on the Curlink, and I'm basically explaining that, look, when you want these installed at the highest elevation possible, and the reason for that is because you want clear line of sight. You would like your antenna to be over the rooftops or over the trees, over any buildings, obstacles, or obstructions in your proximity. That is basically the most optimal and best way to help us when we are deploying and placing the Helium hotspots. Why? Because, well, when we're providing coverage, we want to make sure that these hotspots are also communicating to other hotspots nearby. Usually when you're placing these hotspots, you want to place them about a quarter mile away from each other, and like I said, at the highest elevation as possible. And then in between, you can place a couple of them to provide redundancy for the network. And that is basically the mission right now. Now, once we have established coverage in an area, the next thing are network users. Well, what are we using this network infrastructure for? For sensors. It's important that we also talk about how to use this network that we're building. And one of the ways that you can use the network that we're building is by setting up maybe a GPS sensor or a temperature humidity sensor or even a air quality sensor or asset tracking sensor or proximity sensor. But right here in my hand is a GPS sensor, and that's something that you can use to track any type of asset or device. But they also have different size GPS trackers that you can use for, like, you can put it a GPS collar on your pet. It wasn't that long ago I was sitting on my porch and I saw a cat go by, and that cat could have been lost. I don't know if it was an indoor cat or outdoor cat, but either way, if that was someone's pet and they were looking for that cat, there was no way for them to figure out where that cat's located. Basically, you would just have to wait and hope for the best by driving around. However, by utilizing one of our GPS collars and putting that on your pet, you'll be able to go and figure out exactly where your pet is located at your fingertips right on your phone. And you can also utilize the Helium Console app to check that data, and that is exactly what we're talking about in this video, and the new features and the latest updates on this release of Console 2.0. You see, Console is a platform and app that you can use for keeping track and managing your devices, different sensors that will be used on the network. And also, they just added a new feature, which is the coverage feature. It's pretty fantastic. It's kind of cool, and I can't wait to go over this in more details throughout this video. But I just want to stress to you the importance of building out this network and how preventative data solutions can help enhance the community, enhance our world, and basically provide offer a chance at decreasing the amount of time and energy spent on gathering data and using that time on analyzing the data. So we use sensors to gather the data for us so we can spend more time actually analyzing that data so we can actually come up with positive solutions for any future potential vulnerabilities and issues. So right now in front of this screen, we are seeing the welcome screen to the Helium Console. And on the left hand side, you see the flows, devices, functions, integrations, alerts, ADR, multiple packets, CF lists, coverage, organizations, and data credits and users. Alright, so now we're looking at the devices. These are all the devices that currently have connected in my Helium Console app. And where you can see I got a future door sensor and some more things. Now, another cool feature that was added to the console is when you click on one of those top cards there, they get highlighted. See, previously you would click on one of those cards and you wouldn't really know which one you're looking at when you have it selected. But I sent in some feedback and provided my 2 cents and my thoughts on, hey, when we're going through this, it would be cool if that when we selected it, there was some type of, border or something to let us know which card we are selected. So I just want to say thank you to Helium and thank you to that dev team for, actually listening and listening to my feedback, and then also not just listening to it, but implementing it as well. That's really cool, and this is why I really support the Helium ecosystem, because when you talk about decentralization and collaboration, I mean, Helium does it to the core. It's fully organic, and honestly, this is really an ecosystem that listens to their community members, especially when you provide some quality content or context and information and feedback. There's somebody there willing to help you and listen to what you have to say. And if it's something of good use, you'll get it implemented, just like my card highlight idea on the Helium console. So thanks, Helium, for adding that new addition. It really looks fantastic on console 2.0. You guys done an amazing job. Now, what are we looking at right now? This is mappers.helium. So mappers is a dApp here that we use to help verify coverage in different areas of the map. So it's only one thing, you know, when you get your Helium Hotspot and you plug it up, now you're providing coverage. But then you ask yourself, well, how do I know I have coverage? And how good is this coverage? Where does this coverage end? Where does it begin? Well, that's what Mappers is all about, and that's what mapping out the network is about. You can utilize a few different devices to help verify coverage in your area, utilizing the Glamos or a TT-Go, or you can even, you know, set one up with like the Wii U terminal here. So when you click on one of these hexagons, it also lets you know which hotspot actually received that packet. So when you're using when you're using a mapper, what you're doing is you're sending out packets, just like as if it were a real sensor, okay? And it sends out packets, and when that packet is being, you know, broadcast and the signals out there, you know, the hotspots are there waiting and listening for any packets that's being sent out. And when those packets are received, the hotspot picks it up. Well, you get to see which hotspot picked it up, and it'll also let you know the RSSI and SNR values. That basically, the RSSI, SNR values are is good data and good information, because it tells you how well the communication signal is from, you know, where you were located or where the packet was sent from, and how well the signal was communicated with the hotspot. So when you go around and you map the network, the hexagons get highlighted in this this greenish color here, teal, turquoise, whatever you want to call it. And as more and more people help us map out the network and map out the coverage zones, we'll start to see more and more hexagons fill up. Now you see kind of like different shades, and that's basically letting us know like the strength of each hexagon and coverage in that given area. In the card on the left hand side, it also lets you know when the mapping was done. You can see some of these were done like 3 months ago. How many hotspots picked it up? So it was just one hotspot. You have the RSSI and the SNR value, and then you also have the hex stats, and that's just basically some how you call it. It's a mix of letters and numbers to help correlate all of that data to on the back end, essentially. So like, you can use that as tracking. So when you search that hex stats, this is what populates from that number and everything like that. So you can see as I clicked on different hexagons, that hexa. Oh man, I'm so sorry, I'm drawing a blank, but that changes. All right, you can see that it changes when I click on different hexagons, and that's just a one way to track that information. But here in Philadelphia area, you can see that it was mapped out quite well. So this is letting us know, hey, we have smart zones. Smart zones are being created, areas around the world, whether you're in a city or in a suburb, or it doesn't matter. There can be coverage, and we can transition that location into a smart zone. We currently have 169,000, about, so let's just round up, we're about 170,000 hotspots currently online, which is extremely fantastic. We have about 2,600 validators staked. So what is a validator? Validators are there to help secure and verify the transactions on the blockchain for us. So every time, like, there a packet's being sent, or there's proof of coverage challenges, a witness, all these things, those are transactions on the blockchain, and that needs to be verified. And that's what the validator is there for. Those validators are there to help to verify those transactions for us. Now we're looking at the Helium Blog, and the Helium Blog, I use this place to help talk about what's going on within the Helium ecosystem and what's going on within the community, and what network users are doing, new creators, and all of that's being tracked in this blog. But sometimes people just don't have the opportunity or time to go and read this out or check it, or maybe they forget. So I like to make my videos going over and providing some support and rep to the individuals that write up these wonderful articles within the Helium blog. So in this blog recently, we're talking about the indoor air quality sensor. We also have assets in sight by Hupo, and there was just recently the Helium birthday competition winners. That was really fun and awesome. We went over Block 27, which was about the H&T halving that happened on August 1st. That was just, for anyone that's super brand new to all of this, we changed the amount of H&T that's being mined per month. Originally, we're mining about 5 million H&T, and after the halving, we have now gone down to a 2.5 million per month that's being mined. So, just so you're completely aware of that, this is a deflationary coin and ecosystem. So as time goes on, the H&T will become more scarce, and there will be less and less H&T to go around. There is a total cap. I believe it's 223 million H&T over I think it was like a 20 or 25 year time horizon. Now there are other ways that also supports the deflationary aspect of helium, which is data credits essentially. So you need to use your H&T to purchase data credits as well, so we can utilize the network too. So that's what you're gonna need to use the network. But just be aware of the data credits. To purchase data credits and set up a sensor to use this network is quite. I mean, it's super low. So it's extremely competitive. It's not something that's going to break the bank at all. But here we go. Erica has done a fantastic job to help fight against COVID-19 and other pathogens with their air quality sensor. So with the air quality sensor, you can go and have peace of mind when you go to any location that has one of these air quality sensors set up, and it also lets you know the quality of air by a few different LEDs. Green if everything is good, yellow the air is changing, maybe, and red or so, all right, it's time to maybe check the HVAC system or increase the oxygen, or whatever steps that need to be taken to improve the air quality back to optimal, and up to the right health standards for everybody to be safe and everything. So that's what Erica is doing with their air quality sensors, business to business solution. So I challenge you to go check it out. Maybe even go check out one of my previous videos. I did go over this article as well, and gave Erica their rep for being and participating in the People's Network as a network user. So thank you, Erica, for setting up the this air quality sensor to help this community and to help our world combat some of the vulnerabilities and issues and concerns that are going through people's mind, especially during this pandemic and uncertain time period right now. There's something called sick building syndrome, and people having to deal with that, and business owners and managers, as more and more people go back to work, and they're still trying to figure all this out, but there still is a large population of people that are just still remote working. So there's a lot of work that's still left to be done. We aren't there just yet. So asset tracking with logistics, operations, and Hoopo. So this is really cool because this is an ability for logistic operations and supply chains, and places that have important assets that maybe they send out, or even agriculture like that may use some type of exotic plant for like a cologne or perfume, or maybe a paint color, I don't know, or something like that. And and we want to make sure that the proper people are getting paid or getting funded or actually getting rewarded for making that. I know there were some concerns where there were some farmers or places where people would grow an item or vegetable or fruit or whatever, and they will send it to whatever country or business that were using it, and then end up realizing that that item is like some multi-billion or million or billion-dollar product and everything, and they're not getting and they're not getting anything out of that deal. And sometimes people will say, oh, well, we're not actually using your product for this, we're using something else like that. And unfortunately, there's no way to really prove that in the current system and the way things are. And there's a lot of third world countries and civilizations that are totally getting taken advantage of because of that. And so something like this, an asset tracker, this could help those individuals that are getting taken advantage of, where you can literally set up an asset tracker on your package with that with that flower or fruit or vegetable or that item, essentially whatever it may be. You set it up and you put your asset tracker in there, and you ship it out and you send it, and you keep track of where it goes, and you'll know from actually who will utilize that item in the end goal. And at the same time, another good benefit of this is when you have something that you're shipping out consistently, maybe every couple days or every month, you're shipping out to your customers, and people in this day and age are getting information so quickly, and especially with smartphones and everything right at their fingertips. It's hard for a customer to hear a response from any business, and they're like, hey, we're unsure where this item is, or it's on the way, and then the customer's like, well, where? I haven't got it. And they're like, we shipped it out, I don't know. This just uncertainty, and people, they're not accepting that anymore. And they're like, look, it's 2021. the technology is available. There are ways for you to keep track of all of your assets or keep track of these devices. And if you can't provide that information to your client base, I mean, the businesses that can, they might be, people may move over to that business instead, just because they get that little extra reassurance with their items or doing business with them. People want organic communication, and by lying, especially with this whole hardware thing right now, we all know it's very difficult to deal with and it's totally annoying, but it is what it is. We gotta accept the situation and try to deal with it the best we can. But this is really a perfect example of how people are ordering hotspots and they have no idea the status of anything at all, and they're left in the dark. It's 4, 5, 6 months later. Vendors and manufacturers have made promises that they couldn't keep. And, or they'll sit there and say, oh, yeah, we shipped it out in the last week of July or the last week of June. You should be getting it shortly. And you're like, well, hey, can I get the tracking number? I haven't received the tracking number yet. And all of a sudden, it's ghost. Nobody answers you. No one responds to you and things like that. So, look, it might be bad for the business, but it's good for a customer, vice versa. Either way, the use case is there. All right, the vulnerability, the issues, they're there, and their solutions are possible, and the technology is available. So eventually, I see a future where we're all connected through the IoT of things, through the Internet of Things, and the businesses that don't adapt and don't enhance their business to become more smart, efficient, and they may fall behind. So going back to Helium, and just remember, this video is about the new features to the Helium 2.0 console. And the new feature that they added is this coverage feature, which is really awesome. So in the coverage feature, you can check out the coverage breakdown, the My Hotspots, and Hotspot search. Now with the My Hotspots, are you okay, MJ? So there are different ways you can utilize the new coverage feature on the Helium Console 2.0. You have the hotspot search. So when you hotspot search, you're going to type your name, type the hotspot name in, and on the left-hand side, you're going to click on the flag right there. When you click on the flag, that's how you claim the hotspot. And once you claim the hotspot, it will be added to your My Hotspot list, and therefore you'll be able to get the coverage breakdown for that hotspot. Here, therefore, also you'll be able to gather the information on all the packets and the packet data related to that hotspot as well. This new cover feature is really cool, and I definitely advise you guys to go check it out. If you are brand new to Helium and the Helium journey, and you have no idea what the Helium console is all about, well, definitely head on to console.helium.com and sign up today for an account, and it's totally free. You can go ahead and utilize this to start messing around, start adding devices, and basically start using this for your sensors data, and you can route it with the different flows, and I mean, it's a really cool tool. And whether you are a small business, large business, an enterprise, or just a regular enthusiast, the Helium console is the platform tool for you to go ahead and start on your IoT journey. So this is the end. Thank you for watching. I'm so sorry that this video is like that. I clearly recorded it, and for some reason my mic wasn't on, and so I'm just doing a voiceover with this video as well. In the next videos, I swear things will be back to normal and fixed as I'm getting much better at all of this. So I'm Simon. Thank you for your support. Continue to like, subscribe. Let me know what you liked, what you didn't like. Obviously, don't talk about the audio. I already know the mistake on that part. But other things in the video or how I present the information, provide some feedback. And if there is anything that you would like me to cover or talk about, leave it in the comment section below. Don't forget to go check out the more information area where there's a bunch of affiliation links. You can either get yourself a hotspot at a discounted price. You can order from the Future Self crypto apparel line. I'm wearing the IoT Future Self polo and hat in the video. This is also, it's all from dogelord.com, where we've collaborated, come together to showcase our apparel. And also, you can use Helium Stake and join the staking crew. Put your HNT to work. Utilize the Helium staking link as well. And if you are located in the Maryland location, New Jersey, and Delaware, but preferably Maryland, and you would like to host one of our future spots, please send me an email at simonfuture@pm.me. Again, that's simonfuture@pm.me. Send me an email. Let me know that you're interested in hosting the future spot, and leave your address as well so I can go ahead and map it out, and then we can see if you're a good fit at hosting one of our future spots. If so, I mean, honestly, we have them in hand. We can get that going automatically. All right. Thank you for bearing with me. Thank you for the support. And hopefully we'll get this ball rolling with the Helium Hotspots as more and more vendors come online. Hardware should become more readily available for people. So let's just continue to be patient and just continue to learn more and more about LoRaWAN and how you can utilize the IoT network to your advantage. Okay, I'm Simon, the CTO and co-founder of PSB Advanced Technology. This is Cryptechology, and I catch you on the next video.